Hi, this is the review of the Ravpower power bank. This model is RP-PB11 and the capacity of this power bank is 15,000 milliamp. So this is a pretty large power bank. Come in a box like this. A little bit of information on the side, some logo, some information, and nothing else on your side at the bottom. And in the back you have a little bit of information. You can charge iPad, iPhone, iPod, mobile phone, MP3, PS4, GPS, and it can also charge stuff like netbooks. I just want to show you what is included in the box. You have the menu. The menu is basically in various language. You have English, German, French, Italian, Chinese, and Japanese. The menu is roughly about 8 or 9 pages. For each language. It's pretty detailed. Font is pretty small, but it's very legible, and there's information on how to use the product, and all the different, tell you about all the different tips and all the different things. Next you have the power adapter that come with it. This is used to charge the battery itself. Very different from other power bank, because some of the power bank they're a little bit smaller, so they use a micro USB charger, but this guy use a normal AC adapter charger with their own little head. Some other things are included are basically a little round plug that is connected to another round plug, and that is used to connect to the various different tips. I want to show you the tips. These are some of the tips that is included with it. As you can see, there are the old Apple 30-pin tips. You have your micro USB charging tip. You have your mini USB, and then you have, I think, you have 6 different netbook and laptop tips. I'll get into detail those a little bit later. There's also another cable. It's basically a little short micro USB to basically one of those tips for typically the mobile device, like the micro USB charge. And finally, you have the power bank itself. Here's what it looks like. Really nice soft plastic. There's a little bit of protected film on here. I haven't removed it. In the back, you can kind of get you an idea. The plastic is a soft flat plastic. It's a nice little foam. Here's what it looks like on the side. If you notice, there's a little bit indent, make it really easy to grab the device. I'm gonna go detail on a little port here. In this end, you have the DC output. That's used for that cable that I was telling you about earlier. So you can connect to the various different netbook or charger tips. You have 1 amp USB output, and then you have a 2.1 amp USB output. On this side, you have a selector for 9 volt or 12 volt. This is basically to select the output voltage for this guy. So it depends on what device you connect to. Could be a netbook that take 9 volt or 12 volt. On the other end, you have the DC input. That's using the power adapter I was mentioning earlier to charge this guy, and that's a 12 volt input. Let's take a look at the device itself. At first, I was struggling on figuring out how to turn it on. You plug in your USB port, and I plugged into one of my phone, and it wasn't coming on, and I couldn't figure out where the power button was, and until I had to read the manual. Apparently the power button is right here. It's hitting right into this little guy, as you can see. You press it, it will come on, and as you can see there are 4 blue LED. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera, but there are 4 blue LED light indicator to indicate a different power level: 25, 50, 75, and 100%. When you're charging this LED will basically go up. It will count up and down, and when they finish charging, it will basically stop. I want to demonstrate how to charge devices with this power bank. First I'm going to show you my iPhone. It's already plugged in. I'm going to plug into one of these ports in the back. I'm going to try the 1 amp port here. As you can see, nothing come on. You have actually had to press the power button. As you can see, it's charging right now, and that's basically it. You can charge both ports simultaneously. I want to demonstrate charging my tablet also with this. I'm going to use the little short coil cable here. I plug in the little tip for the micro USB. Go ahead and plug this guy in, and as you can see, my tablet is currently not charging. Plug it in, and you can see it's showing charge right now, and it's charging both device and my phone included. I just want to show you the 6 netbook and laptop tips that's included. You will use this cable, basically the round cable, plug it into the output of one of those port, the round port, and then you can plug the other end using one of these tips. These are what the tip look like from this end. I'm sad to say that I do not have a netbook currently. I sold my last netbook a year ago or so, so I do not have a netbook to test this on. I only have one Dell laptop, and none of these tips actually fit that, so I'm unable to tell you if these will work well with a netbook, because I don't have a netbook currently to test it. Just want to point that out. Overall, this is a solid, nice power bank that's very versatile to charge various different devices. Currently is on Amazon for between 50 to 60 bucks. It's a pretty good price, but I do want to point out some of the minor things that I see that I did not like. First of all, these little LED lights, even though they're very bright right now, during the daytime, if there is a lot of daylight, you cannot see these lights. They're very little, and they're so tiny, and the blue doesn't really stand out. So during the day, it's really hard to tell how much power you have left. You have to basically put your hand over it to see it during the day. Another thing I want to point out is that the power bank, because of 15,000 milliamp, I mean, it's typical, but it's quite big and heavy. I will buy these only if I'm trying to charge on the go, on the road, and I'm trying to charge a tablet or laptop or notebooks. I will not buy this if you're using it only to charge your phone. I will buy a smaller capacity. I wouldn't buy something that's just so big. Other than that, the grip is really well done, and it's really nice to use this device to charge a ton of device. Another thing I would like to point out is that for having such a big capacity, I wish there was another 1 or 2 USB port here. I don't see why not. There's room for them, obviously, on the side here. There's plenty of room. They could put another 2 USB port here and give us more, simultaneous charging from such a big battery pack. Other thing I want to point out is the included AC adapter. Make it really nice to charge this guy. They say in the menu take about 7.5 hours to charge it or so. I honestly did not time that. All I did was just plug it in overnight, and about 10 hours later it was completely charged. Again, this is a pretty nice power bank for those who's trying to charge a multitude of different devices. If you don't need a netbook or laptop charging tips, you could probably get by with one of the other one, same amount of milliamp, maybe 13,000 or 12,000, without all the extra tips. The extra tip is really nice. However, I wish there was a little pouch to put everything together in there. You basically have a bunch of these tips laying around, so but it's not going to be such a big problem, because most people will have like 1 or 2 devices they want to charge, and they're probably only going to take those 1 or 2 tips. But it would be nice to have a bag to have all of those tips in one place, so you can just pick what you need, when you needed it. Other than that, thank you for watching my review, and let me know if you have any question below, and as always, stay tuned for future review. Thank you.